Good morning, everyone. Let me know. This is my first time doing a live, so I'm going to try to set up the tripod and see if I can view the chat on my own. Hmm. Okay. All right. I think we're good to go. So I just figured we would do a garden tour video, even though the garden really isn't in its prime right now. We're in May, so some of our crops that we've done for spring, like cucumbers and what else? And some of the pole beans, they're really on their last leg, so they don't look that great. But I just want to show you what a real garden looks like during that transition. So we're going to start on this side of the yard, and I'll just walk you through exactly what's going on in the garden. And you guys feel free, if you have questions along the way, drop a comment in the chat, and I think I can see it. As far as I know, there's no chat messages yet, but I can see it on my phone. I'm filming on my phone. So drop a chat and I'll answer any questions that you might have. This is the raised bed that's on the west side of my yard, and I used to have 2 butternut squashes on this arched trellis right here. One of them I harvested the acorn squash recently, and the other one I was just waiting for it to ripen, but you can see it looks really like that nice beige color, which means it's ready to harvest. I think I'll probably pull in the next couple days, and then I'll get those plants off the trellis completely. Here we've got several different pepper plants. I think these are habaneros. I want to show you how cool they look. I've never grown habaneros before. This is my first time, but it's like pretty crazy underneath. Do you see all these habaneros right here? They're so cool, but I can't harvest them until they turn like orange or red. Good morning. Good to know I can see the chat. And these were nasturtiums right here. You can still see the caterpillars that are all over them. Like, look at this. I don't know if you can see that. Or maybe I just dropped it. But there's so many of these caterpillars all over the nasturtium, eating them all up. So now I basically don't have any nasturtiums in the garden anymore. They're all totally demolished by these little guys. And I don't spray anything. I know that it's an option to spray BT and get rid of all the caterpillars, but I just think part of me is, the purpose of nasturtium is a trap crop for aphids or a lot of other plants, and so spraying BT on something like a nasturtium just kind of defeats the purpose. I don't even bother spraying. So you'll see some pest damage from crops or from caterpillars or aphids or whatever bugs are around on several plants. I think the most difficult part of this live is going to be trying to move my camera around and capture everything. So bear with me if it's a little bit of a struggle to watch. I think a lot of lives that I've watched on other cameras are like sitting in one place. So we'll see. Anyway, because I have these butternut squashes that are about to be pulled out of the garden, I planted a Seminole pumpkin right there. And that Seminole pumpkin, I could either route it up on the arch or I could let it crawl all over the top of the raised bed. I'm leaning towards, my son is going to make an appearance today. Mason, turn around and say hi.
Hi.
um, he's my third kid, and he is the one that absolutely loves to garden. Every time I come out here, he wants to pull all the crops out. He wants to plant all the seeds, do all the things. Anyway, I think the Seminole pumpkin would be cool up the trellis, but actually the vines of the Seminole pumpkin plant get extremely long, like 20 to 30 feet. So I think maybe the better plan is to just let it crawl all over the top of the raised bed. And then I have some okra planted over here, but they're very young, so you can barely even see them. But I think that would be just fine if we had the Seminole pumpkin vining from all the way over there, vining over here around the okra. Have you guys planted any okra or Seminole pumpkin yet?
I put that there.
Yeah, good job.
So you can't go this way.
Okay.
So you can only go this way.
Okay. And so here's I've got 2 Tabasco peppers too. Or no, these are Thai chili peppers right here and here. They're planted like right next to each other with a bunch of Thai basil. And they're doing really well, but man, they're taking a long time to change color. There's a ton of them and they're all green, but they're not turning red yet. Do you have any Everglades tomatoes? I do have a volunteer plant. Yes. It's in a green stalk right now, and I just moved it to a green stalk because it was in the ground. And it's not really doing that great yet, but I think it'll recover in a couple of days. I have it in a little bit of shade right now. I've grown them. Actually, I think speaking of that, this might be a volunteer Everglades tomato right here too. Mason, please don't grab the tripod.
I won't.
You just did, please. Please quit.
No, I won't. No, I was just.
Come here, I need your help over here. Let go of the tripod. I need your help over here.
What?
Can you show them the Everglades tomato right here? They just pop up everywhere. Once you plant Everglades tomatoes.
Show them.
Okay, show them. They're right there.
Look.
There's no tomatoes on it, but that's the tomato plant. And these are the Thai chili peppers. Green and tons of them. Waiting on them to turn red.
Is this the tomato tree?
Well, kind of. Yes, it's a tomato plant.
Hey guys, I found a tomato plant.
Okay, so I'm also fighting weeds really bad in the raised bed. Every day I come out here and I'll pull dollar weed, and I don't know about you, but this is a 17-inch tall raised bed. They must have come, I think they came all the way up from the bottom, but I'm struggling to get them out because you always have to dig down and try to find that root for dollar weed, and I dig down and I just can't even reach the bottom of that root. That's why I think it's coming up from below. So that's going to continue to be a battle. We'll see how I can make that a little bit better. Are you guys fighting weeds in your raised beds? Yeah. I always thought that it was, kind of rare to see them in a raised bed, but it makes sense. I figured it would be like less common in a raised bed, and I think that was true for year one, and they're here to stay.
Hey guys, look what I found. What is this?
It's a marigold. You know that.
Hey guys, look what I found, a marigold.
Yeah, it's a marigold. And back here, I've got my favorite Megatron jalapeno.
Oh, back here I found another
Oh
one.
yeah, you'll have to let me know, Lisa, about transplanting okra. I've never transplanted it. I always direct sow. Hey, we gotta be careful, Bob.
Mommy, look, a watermelon finish.
Okay. So this back here is I've got Megatron jalapeno planted, and there's 2 plants here.
Mommy, that was fast. We have
And Megatron jalapeno, they make those really big jalapenos. So they're great
we have to pour that.
Yeah, okay, Bub.
You have to pour
Remember what I said about, let's just maybe talk a little bit quieter. So anyway, Megatron jalapeno, they make the really big jalapenos. They're great for like jalapeno poppers with the cream cheese and the bacon mixed in, and then you roast them. I really like it when I get a lot at the same time, so of that. That's why I did 2 plants. Yeah?
that. We have to pour that thing. We have to pour that off.
Yes, we do. We have some this arch. So this is my first time growing on arches, and I think I somewhat failed on these 2 arches over here because of the squash plants. I knew it was sporty trying to get squash plants to go up my arch trellis because squash plants are hard in general. And why put your hardest plant on the trellis? Because it's just going to highlight how awful it looks, right?
Flamingos.
Yes. And so anyway, there were 2 acorn squashes on this side. I harvested one, and the plant is dead. I'm ready to pull that out. Probably going to do that this weekend, and maybe I'll plant some southern peas and let them climb on the trellis, and that would be a lot more successful, I think. That one is overripe. I could save it for seeds, I mean, at this point, it's fully overripe. It should be perfect for seed saving.
No, it's, but not that orange one.
That's perfect for seed saving because it's overripe, bub. And then right here in the garden tower, I have the garden tower. So if you guys have watched my video a long time ago, I think I made it like a year and a half or 2 years ago, about how I set up the drip system in the garden towers on both of them. There's like a spiral of drip emitters on the inside. And I think that for the amount of soil that's in the garden tower, there's more emitters in it in comparison to that ratio on the raised bed. So if I program my watering system to work with the raised bed, it ends up overwatering the garden tower. So it's been tricky to try to figure that out. This is why you'll see these, like, these are contender beans that I planted in April, and they're like, the leaves are getting really yellow, and I think I'm just overwatering them. Oh, let me see. I missed a couple chats.
Eating your flower, come.
How do I,
Come see it.
how do I see the chat? Oh, there we go. Yes, I agree. The cucumbers and squash, they do get sickly really quick. They're really hard for me. And I mean, I feel like I prefer the crops that are less, like, I don't want to have to be spraying something every week, whether it's baking soda and water or hydrogen peroxide and water, sorry, or some kind of fungicide. I just prefer not to.
Mommy!
I don't succeed when I have to do that type of
Mommy,
maintenance.
what was this supposed to be?
That was going to be a marigold.
But it's dead.
Yeah, it is dead.
That's fun.
The tea garden, let's look at the tea garden over here too. The herbs in the tea garden are going crazy. They're growing so fast.
Yeah.
But it's not all rainbows and butterflies. Well, maybe it is the butterflies because I want to harvest and dry these and keep them for tea, but so many of them are just covered in bugs. They're covered in caterpillars, and I think what's going to happen is, at least this is my thought. You guys can weigh in on whether you think this is a good idea or not. I think leave them alone and let them chew up the herbs, right? These are all, look at all these holes in the herbs. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Mommy,
I think,
found.
yeah, that's a snail. That's crazy. Yeah, so there's snails and caterpillars eating all the leaves of all my herbs. My plan is to let them do that, and then I figured around, maybe September, I think that they'll probably be done with that. The caterpillars, at least, they'll be Mason. The caterpillars, I figured, would be done eating their fill of the herbs, and they'd be probably butterflies by then, right? And then at that point, I could cut them all back and let them grow back and fill in. So, yes, the mint is taking over a little bit, but let me show you. It's clear on this side where I just cut back the apple mint, but I put mint in terracotta pots inside the raised bed so that I could try to contain the roots. But it's not perfect. Like, I can see back here, they make runners, and they will climb if I don't watch those runners. So it's basically an experiment for me. I think it's going reasonably okay, but I have to keep track of all the runners. Let me see the chat.
Mommy, come here. Come here, Mommy. You have to see this.
Oh, there it is.
You have to come see this. Mommy, come here. You have to see this.
Do you guys like Armenian cucumbers? I've heard a lot of people like those. I did the Monica cucumbers. My subscriber Melody from, I think she's in Daytona, she told me to try the Monica cucumbers, and they're the parthenocarpic type that is self-pollinating. And I got so many cucumbers. I mean, pounds and pounds of cucumbers several times this season, planting just 9 plants of a Monica cucumber. And I think the variety Be It Alpha is also parthenocarpic, and it's a pretty popular one. But I think they just produce like so much, the parthenocarpic type. This is the arch where I have the cucumbers going, and you can see they're full of powdery mildew. They're just totally full of powdery mildew and they're dying. And the heat stress is just way too much. So I'm not even bothering to spray to treat the powdery mildew because my plan is just probably to harvest, like, there's a couple more cucumbers back here. I'm just gonna harvest them, get them out, and then pull the plants too. Are you guys still getting cucumbers or are you guys done? Oh wow, 2,500 seeds of loofah? Wow. I want to do a cover crop this season. I'm planning to do sun hemp in the raised beds um, in about mid-July. I think would be good timing because that would give it enough time to grow and get all that green matter, and then you can chop it down and let it sit on the top and decompose. Um, and then, yeah, once it should sit on top of the soil for, probably 2 to 3 weeks before I do my fall plantings. I think mid-July is a good time to target the cover crop. Yes. Mason loves finding the cucumbers every morning. Yes, I know. We'll get them in a little bit, okay? We'll get them.
Only one. Sorry?
Yeah. So I also have I have 2 of these bean teepees right here. And they're the Orient Wonder pole beans from Botanical Interests. And we got so many of them. I've been blanching and freezing them. We've been cooking them cooking them without preservation, cooking them fresh several times lately. But I will say there's like a small window of a good harvest time for a pole bean. Some of them, when they first show up and shoot out the bean, it gets long really quick, but it's really, really skinny. And then it plumps up, and then it plumps up that third day, and that's the perfect time to harvest. But if you wait just one more day, it gets like really gross and mealy, and the seeds on the inside get like really spread out. So I'm finding that there's a really small window for harvesting them.
Look, a bug bites some.
Yeah, something's eating the eggplant. And do you guys have eggplant in your garden right now? I've been growing 2 eggplants. They're Black Beauty eggplant.
Mommy, it ate another ball.
Okay, yeah. And they're growing really well. I have one inside the teepee in a little bit of part shade, and then there's another eggplant over here that's in the full sun.
It ate 2 more.
Yeah, yeah. And so the one that's in the full sun, well, they're both flowering a lot, but I haven't seen any any eggplants actually forming in there. I wonder if I probably just need to wait, but I think it's odd because there's really a lot of flowers. Let me see if I can put the tripod down and show you.
Mommy, can I poke this one?
Yeah, Mason.
Poke this.
Yeah, you can see the flower right here. Flea beetles, holes in the water. So maybe that's what's getting mine. I have some leaves that have holes in them too. But you can see flower, flower, and then there's even more over here. And I'm just not sure that it's a pollination issue because I see butterflies and bees all over the place. Maybe I just need more time.
Let's put it again, Mommy.
Oh, okay. So what do you guys want to see? So I can show you, let me show you the tree ring right here. And the tree ring is actually doing really well. I've been growing zinnias and Seminole pumpkin. I don't think it's thorned, the eggplant. I've been growing zinnias and sugar baby watermelon and Seminole pumpkin here, and the plants look really healthy, really great. I have been fertilizing with a Fox Farm Grow Big fertilizer on the watermelon. Melon.
Want to take a picture of that butterfly?
I can't take a picture right now. We'll do it later, bub. So we can go to the front yard and I'll show you my new fruit trees. Or do you want to see a little bit of the outdoor kitchen that we got done and the backyard redesign? just real quick. I think I can flip the camera. So if you guys remember a few months ago, we had the back lanai and it stopped. The concrete floor stopped right there at the columns. So we got this paver extension done, and we're gonna put a pergola over the entire extended portion. It's gonna be a big pergola. And there's gonna be 3 posts on the pergola, one here, one that lines up with this column, and one here, and there's gonna be star jasmine planted on all 3 of those posts.
Look, it's broken.
Oh. And that, I don't have an install date for the pergola, unfortunately, but it should be really soon. And we went ahead and did an outdoor kitchen as well. This is something that we've always wanted to do, where we love to cook for entertaining. So we also got a bar top. My kids love to eat at a bar top. So we have 3 kids. And then in the kitchen, we did a mini fridge, a sink. This is an access door. So every appliance, I'm learning, in an outdoor kitchen, every appliance has to have an access door underneath. So sink, access door, and you can also use that space for storage. This is a trash can pullout. And then this is a power burner and an access door underneath for the power burner. A tip jar is a good idea. I might do that. And then we love a charcoal grill. So we've had this grill. We bought the grill at the same time as a house 10 years ago. So we used to have it in this like cedar grill table, and we just went ahead and incorporated it with a little granite cutout. And then this is actually the best part, in my opinion. It's so hard to ever find a way to store charcoal. So we put a drawer for charcoal storage, and I love it. And that's just another access door for all the, there's, you know, water, electrical, and all that coming out right there. And then we had this other spot over here. We chose, this is lower than counter height, and so I wouldn't really call this part of the kitchen, but it blends in. But this is now where I'm storing all of my garden stuff. So I don't have to have a deck box. It's amazing. I love it. Really useful.
Yeah.
So let's go to the front yard. The front yard, I have these 3 brand new self-watering citrus tree planters that Go Garden sent me. And I want to show you. I love them. But there is one thing that I don't love about it. And actually, let me show you this too. We're on the side yard. We got this portion paved as well so that I could do more with wheeling rollable planters, like green stalks. I've got turmeric and ginger in that one, a pineapple. We need to find a way to disguise, you know, the air conditioner and all this stuff. How can I hide that nicely? And I just harvested a whole bunch of onions and garlic and all kinds of stuff out of the Easy Cube, and I need to plant it up again. So I'll be making some Easy Cube content soon. But I will say I am a little bit disappointed that my Easy Cube is fading. You can see the color, the discoloration on the panels. I might email Go Garden and see if they'll send me new panels for that reason. They probably will. They have good customer service. And then we've been getting a lot of projects done around the house because we're at that 10-year mark in the house. And I just think that once you hit 10 years, you're kind of at this moment where, are you going to make your house really work for you? Or are you going to make some changes to your house?